Hi friends, today I want to introduce you to Just Ingredients Creamy Peanut Butter Chocolate Protein Powder. As you can see right here, Just Ingredients does have available to purchase additional flavors, many other flavors. I've seen chai, I've seen caramel, I've seen chocolate, your standard strawberry, there's vanilla, there's mint chocolate, there's chocolate, and there's even seasonal kinds. We're just ending the Christmas holiday season and they still had on their website, I was just looking, oh my gosh. Okay. Hi friends, today I want to introduce you. Hi friends, today I want to introduce you to Just Ingredients Creamy Peanut Butter Protein Powder. Just Ingredients does offer additional flavors to choose from. They have lemon, they have chai, they have caramel, mint, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, and the list goes on and on. They even have seasonal flavors available. I was just looking online and I saw that they had a yummy peppermint flavor available for the Christmas holidays. So those seasonal flavors are available throughout the year from time to time. But again, they have a great variety of flavors to choose from. Personally, I love a good chocolate and I love peanut butter cups. So this creamy peanut butter chocolate protein powder will hit just the spot when I'm craving some chocolate. So a few cool things about Just Ingredients. As the name suggests, it is made of just that, just ingredients. Nothing synthetic, nothing bioengineered, nothing fake about it. I was looking at the ingredients here on the back and I had counted up just 11 different ingredients, which if you're familiar with protein powders and other brands and varieties, you will understand that that's pretty amazing. Usually other protein powder companies will have twice as long ingredient lists, and usually they're chock full of things that, number one, you can't pronounce, and number two, you have no idea what it is. So these are all clean, they're just ingredients. For instance, you've got 100% grass-fed, non-denatured whey protein isolate. You've also got coconut milk, cacao from the cacao seed. That's what chocolate, they take the seed and eventually you get chocolate from it. But this is all natural cacao, which is actually very, very extremely healthy for you. Peanut flour, pea protein, pumpkin seed protein, grass-fed collagen, chia seed protein, sea salt, stevia leaf, and monk fruit. So a couple of things I want to just add to that. With the pea protein, the pumpkin seed protein, the collagen, and then the chia seed protein, you are going to be full. Once you drink your 8 ounces of protein shake, this isn't going to leave you hungry. This will basically act as a meal for you. So it's going to leave you full. You're not going to have any of those hunger pains. You're going to feel satisfied. So that's going to help you there. Also, notice the last 2 ingredients were stevia leaf and then the monk fruit. Those are natural sweeteners. So what's really cool about Just Ingredients protein powders is that there is no added sugar or sweeteners. That is something unique. That is what I love. Actually, it's been proven that the stevia leaf and the monk fruit are natural ingredients that will help lower your blood sugar levels and they'll help stabilize. So you're not going to have those spikes throughout the day where you like suddenly just get like really tired or where you're having these cravings. They're going to stabilize you and your sugar levels, your blood sugar levels. So that's awesome there too. It does contain coconut, this particular kind, coconut, dairy, and peanuts. So keep that in mind when you're looking for or at different protein powders from Just Ingredients. Just pay attention if you happen to have any of those allergies. For me, I actually have celiac disease and I've had it for 20 plus years. So it's important for me that any protein powder or any food, therefore, that I eat is gluten-free. And a lot of times with other protein powders throughout the years when I purchased them, I've been under the impression that they were gluten-free, only to look at their long list of ingredients to see that sometimes they've added malt or barley, and those are number one, contain gluten, and they're usually used as a thickener. So love that that's not included here. Again, it is egg-free, soy-free, and for me, most importantly, gluten-free. It's also casein-free. I think believe that's how that's pronounced, Casein. So that's cool too. It is for your whey. I had mentioned in the list of ingredients, the grass-fed whey, 100%. That's actually from New Zealand, so you gotta love that. You know that they're not poisoning their cows or their crops over there. So love that that's all natural. And then most importantly, look at this. You get 24 grams of protein with just 1 scoop and 8 ounces of milk. So that's amazing. With Just Ingredients, it does recommend for the protein powders that you go ahead and you add 1 to 2 scoops. So keep in mind, if you want it to be really thick and creamy like a milkshake, you can add 2. Preferably, personally, I prefer 1 scoop. However, if I wanted to blend it up with a little bit of ice and kind of make it more like a milkshake, I will add 2. But for now, I'm just gonna add the 1. If you add the 2, guess what? You double your protein. So instead of 24, you're gonna get 48 grams, which is unheard of. That's amazing. But 24 is good for me. Like I said, this will leave you feeling full, satisfied. It will replace a meal for you, essentially. So you can have this in the morning, you can have this in the evening, you can have it any time of day. We're a family with a bunch of, I actually have 7 children, all of whom are teenagers and or young adults, and they, majority of them swim competitively. And so one of the things that their coaches have always told them is protein, 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 and then hydrate, 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 right? But the protein is so important because they are working out and burning so many calories, but they also need to build that muscle and not burn their muscle as they're working out. So they're always being told, you know, protein, protein, protein. So we love the protein powders from Just Ingredients. We keep them stocked in our cupboards. It's that way they can have them before morning practices, after morning practices, or even before after afternoon practices, because believe it or not, they practice twice a day. They swim twice a day. So we love it for them. Again, they're staying full, but it's not too heavy that they get sick if they're swimming on it. But anyways, I've gone ahead and I added, as suggested, that 1 scoop of protein powder to my 8 ounces of milk. If I have a little bit of an intolerance, I can always add it to a non-dairy milk, right? Or almond milk. I like to do that as well, as long as you don't have a nut allergy. But I'm using my little battery powered blender whisk, which I love because it makes it a little bit frothy like a milkshake. But you could also always add it to something like I have here, your little personal blender. You can add it to a big blender, like I said. If you're gonna add ice, any kind of ice to it, I would recommend a personal blender or a big blender. You can even add it to a little shaker bottle if you have one of those on the go, or if you don't have any of those available to you, a good spoon or fork can even mix it in really well. But yeah, I've gone ahead and I've used my little blender here. What I love about Just Ingredients powder is that it's not gritty. It mixes up evenly really, really well. Just gonna scrape the side here. It's not difficult to mix. It makes it nice and creamy, as you can see here. And if I were to let this just sit for a few minutes on the counter, sometimes with other competitors, you'll see other brands, you'll see that the protein powder will like fall or drop to the bottom, and then you'll just have like a layer of protein powder at the bottom and then your milk on top. And this will not do that. It doesn't separate. So we love that. But yeah, we love this. So let's give it a good taste. That's really good. That is so good. It tastes just like a milkshake. I didn't even double this, so this is just the 1 scoop, 24 grams of protein. but this is gonna keep me full. I can drink this, I can drink it, I can sip on it, little sips at a time. I can drink it in a hurry, but it's not gross. It's not something I gotta feel like I'm gonna chug down. I did want to add, so 2 of our oldest sons, they are serving service missions elsewhere throughout the world. One's over in Europe and then one's in Southern California. And they work with several hundred other young men and young women that are similar ages. And they work out sometimes with these friends in the morning. And both of my sons at different times, not knowing that they were telling me about Just Ingredients, the brand, they asked and they said, hey mom, can you look it up and can you buy me some Just Ingredients protein powder and have it sent to me? They both were raving, they both love it. They love the taste. They've tried dozens of other kinds of protein powders from other companies, but this is the one that they absolutely love, and they can tell you their favorite kinds too, but they've every flavor that they've ever tried, they've loved. I have one son who likes to add his scoop. They eat a lot of, where he's at in Europe, they eat a lot of yogurt, so he likes to add 1 scoop of protein powder to his yogurt and just mix it in and eat it that way, and he says it's delicious. And then I have another son who likes to incorporate also his veggies with his shakes, so he'll add a lot of spinach with his shake and mix it up in a blender, along with maybe adding like a banana. So he gets his, not only his protein in there, but then also his veggies as well. So there's all different ways that you can do it. One of the sons doesn't always have access to water, but he'll have a little bit of his protein packets, on the go. And so he'll just add it to a thing of water and mix it up that way. It does on the package recommend milk, but you can also add it to water as he does. And he likes it. I've tried it. It's good. It still tastes delicious. But I'm gonna be honest, it tastes best, obviously, like a milkshake with your milk. So go ahead and give it a try. I'm telling you right now, Just Ingredients protein powder, it's awesome. That's what it is. Just Ingredients, all natural, beautiful ingredients that are gonna make you feel good, that are gonna make you feel like you're putting good stuff into your body, you're stabilizing that blood sugar, and you're feeling full.